So, Melissa, welcome, thank you, and welcome to the KK Factor. How does it feel knowing you're about to make history once again, Sydney to Hobart Yacht Race?
Oh, look, I try not to think about that too much because I don't want to get nervous. Um, but, so many people dream about doing the Sydney to Hobart. I'm doing it for the second time. There's a lot more people that have done it 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back with JAFFA, my home crew, which is out of Sandringham. And hopefully we'll just be good weather and hopefully we'll get there safely.
Oh, you definitely will get there safely because we know it's a safe race. It is a dangerous race, depending on obviously on the conditions of the waters. In the introduction, I did mention that you were the first woman of colour to do this. What made you do this? Like, I know, you saw a post and all of a sudden you go, I'm going to go sailing.
Yeah. Look, I don't like other people restricting me or, me not living to my potential or living the life that I want to live. So I thought one day, I joined out, I started sailing out of Brighton. My crews that I was sailing with, they were doing ocean racing. And I thought, oh, well, I have the capability, like I have the skill, and if I don't have it, then I'm gonna spend the time to upskill myself. And I thought, wow, I'm in Australia. People fly over here to do it. Why not do it? So I didn't really see my color or my culture as a barrier to doing it. I
No,
just
well,
thought my
that makes
friends,
logical sense, actually.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. The Sydney to Hobart, as I said earlier, it's one of the world's toughest races. What does your training look like, both physically and mentally?
Yeah, so let's start with physically. I try to be really strict physically. I have started a new gym routine, so I've picked up CrossFit. So that's going to make me super strong. I am on the bow, which is the front of the boat. So I've got to make sure that I can lift heavy things, be really agile. I've got to be. They typically have light people in the front of the boat or really, really strong people. So I got
Oh,
to be a
wow. I
mixture of.
didn't even know there was these calculative decisions that need to be made with weight as well.
Yeah, because you don't want to have too much weight on the front of the boat because it tips it. So you want to have a good balance. So my current gym routine is going to be going to the gym between 4 and 5 times a week,
Yep.
and doing a mixture of heavy weightlifting and also a bit of cardio as well, just
Wow.
to make sure that I build my muscles and that I um, kind of get used to fatigue as well. Again, because I really haven't been training that hard this year. I've kind of had a bit of a holiday. And then mentally, actually physically as well, I cut out alcohol um,
Fantastic. Well,
leading
that's
up
that's
to,
a given. That's fantastic. Any
yeah,
sports person, any female, you shouldn't be drinking.
you should be drinking anyway, but wine is good. Um, but yeah, I will be cutting out alcohol before the race and just making sure that, I physically I can do as best as I can and make sure that my body's as clean as it can be.
Well
Um,
done.
mentally, I will just be making sure that I'm training with the team. So we will be training every week. We
Yeah.
do have a mixture of longer races and shorter races, because I think that's actually a really good question around what will I be doing mentally, because long distance racing is a question of being able to cope mentally, especially when you're out there for so long. So we did just have a race down to Devonport, which was only meant to be about 2 days, give and take. There wasn't
Yeah.
much wind, so it took a little bit longer. But that in itself was a test of perseverance, patience. Some of our crews kind of gave up halfway through because there really just wasn't any
No
wind, and it
way.
was going to be a problem to get back. But those are some of the things that I'll be doing over the next couple of weeks.
Fantastic. Melissa, let's go back to your first experience. What drew you into sailing and how did that first experience shape you?
Not very well, I must say, Because the first experience was actually quite scary. I didn't know what was happening. Most of the time, when someone goes on, a larger keel boat, especially when it leans a bit, you get a bit nervous.
Yeah,
Um,
that leaning, I kind of said to someone, "Oh, I'm gonna check out the yacht," and they're like, "Are you gonna go on when it leans?" No.
well, the boat is going to lean, but you'll be very safe. Don't worry, we're not going to allow you to fall off. Don't worry about that. Um, but it is an unnatural motion, I suppose, for
Yeah.
you know land dwellers. So I was a little bit nervous, but the second time I went on, I was like, okay, this is actually quite good. I feel really free. When I'm on the ocean, that's when I feel the
Alive
freest.
and
That's when I
yeah.
feel the calmest.
Wow.
Even if we are in you know, high winds and maybe it's raining, I just trust my crew that we're all gonna get
I think
through
that's the
it.
most important thing. I think in
Yeah.
anything we do, whether you're a doctor, you have a crew. You're on a boat or on a ship, on a yacht, you need a crew. No matter what we do in certain careers, we need a crew. And that bond and that trust, I guess, is the main thing really.
And it
Because
brings you closer. When you're out there, you literally have no one else. You don't have your mobile phone. You don't have um, anything to distract you or anything like that. You literally have your crewmate and you're rotating. You're literally at night, 24/7, talking to this person, making sure that they're okay, making sure that they're well fed.
wow.
If they are tired, accounting for that and trying to pick up their slack as well. So you do become extremely close in those small quarters because the boats aren't necessarily big. They're not large boats that you
That's right.
would sail in the Bahamas, right?
Yeah,
Like it's not
and we don't
like
get to
that.
see that. When we watch a race on TV, we don't get to see all that, the team spirit, the team effort, what goes on behind the scenes, you know, one sleeps, the other one has to be out there and, taking it in turns. I want to go back to the first time again, because there was a moment there, where you actually thought you were gonna die,
Yeah.
and I just want you to take us back to that moment of when, and yet you still came back after that experience.
Yeah, look, I suppose I did think I was going to die, but now I know I was just overreacting, right? Again, it was because I wasn't comfortable. I didn't understand the motion of the boat. We did set off, it was fair weather, and halfway through the passage, uh, the winds increased considerably. And I mean, it was pretty dangerous actually because we had 6 people on board. But again, on reflection, we only had 2 people that knew how to sail. So,
Oh, okay.
so the skipper who's the captain, was explaining what to do, but using all of the sailing terminology, and those 4 other people didn't know, me included, didn't know what he was talking about. So yeah, I did think I was going to die. And I was like, oh my goodness, my mum's never going to find my body. Like this is just awful.
Melissa,
But
now the one that's coming up now on Boxing Day for 2025, is this your third race?
no, so this will be my third Hobart race.
Oh,
So
third Hobart, Sydney to Hobart, yes.
yeah, so it'll be my third Hobart. It will be my second city to Hobart. So not many people know that there is a race from Melbourne to Hobart that happens around the same time on the 27th of December.
Oh,
So that
wow.
was my first Hobart race, and that one actually takes. We actually go around the west coast of Tasmania, whereas the
Oh,
Sydney
okay.
to Hobart goes down the east coast. Now, what
Yes,
people don't
yes.
realize is that we're very lucky in Victoria because as soon as you exit the heads, you're in Bass Strait. So everyone that sails in Victoria and does ocean racing has probably, well, no, has sailed a number of times through Bass Strait, whereas actually the Sydney to
The
Hobart
Sydney
actually just
ones.
passes it. It doesn't
Yeah.
actually go through Bass Strait. Not many people know that, but
No,
and the
that's
West
brilliant.
Coaster, which we call it, which is the Melbourne to Hobart, um, you're actually a lot more exposed um, than the
Okay.
Sydney to Hobart. There's a few more places that you can actually pull into if you need refuge.
Yeah.
It's not quite like that on the West Coaster.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Now, I've just got a few people saying, do you get seasick? This is from Michelle.
Yeah, I get violently seasick. So what I do is I take tablets every time I go out. Um, I actually have to get them prescribed. And I know everyone's like, why on earth would you do this if you get seasick?
Because you love doing
But it's
it. That's just the side effect.
yeah, it's just a minor issue that you just need to deal with. Seasickness can be managed, and so I have to make
Okay.
sure that I manage it. So I take my tablets. They are prescribed. I take them every 4 hours, and after that, I'm fine.
What actually causes someone to be seasick?
Look, it can be a range of things for different people. It could just be not seeing land, so you can feel that your body's moving, and you're not seeing land. So that's the brain doesn't really interpret that. It's confusion for the brain, because it's not
Okay.
really understanding why the body is moving, but you're not moving. Um, so some people get seasick when it's high wind. Some people get seasick when actually you're bobbing around and there's not much wind either. So for different people, it's basically, yeah. There's no one reason.
I find if I go on a boat and I sort of go with it, I find I don't get seasick. I found in the past that if I didn't go with the motion, it used to make me very, very sick. Now, talking about how the brain works and everything, what goes through your mind when you're out there battling the big waves? Because, like, you watch the Titanic, you watch all these other sort of stuff, and yeah, I don't like to be on a floating hotel because I'm just worried this big wave's going to come and but yeah, you're out there. So what goes through your head, and what's the biggest wave you've ever come across?
Uh Biggest wave maybe, oh, we call swells 5 meters, 6 meters, something like that. So pretty big.
6 meters.
Yeah,
Oh gosh, that's like a double-story house
yeah.
coming at you. Okay. So what goes through your mind when you see this wave?
um, just to be careful,
Okay.
because in that moment, you get called up, you get to you're getting called up to do a maneuver, right? So to change a sail. That's why I would be called up to go on deck. So
Okay.
I'm getting caught up. I'm in my wet weather gear, and I'm uh, going to the bow. And I'm like, okay, first things first is just to make sure that I've communicated with my crew correctly and I understand what needs to happen. Because a lot of the accidents that happen are from miscommunication, okay, or from people rushing. People think that when you're in the ocean, you got to rush, but actually, you just need to maybe slow down
Yeah.
and maybe just do things methodically and do it correctly the first time, because uh, it's when you've made that mistake and now you've got to correct it and you haven't accounted that's when the accidents happen. So my first thing and that I'm always thinking is, okay, have I understood what I need to do? Have I acknowledged? Have I communicated to my crew? And do they know that I know what
Oh,
needs to happen? And that's it. And actually, the second thing that I'm thinking is to make sure that I'm clipped to the boat. So, a
okay.
lot of people worry about falling off the boat. You need to be mindful, but we
But
do
you're
on our
very much
life.
you are clipped on.
Yes. So we wear a thing called a tether, and we're clipped in 3 places. So I clip one part of the tether onto me and clip the other two onto the boat. And as I'm moving, I move the tethers, right? So that
Okay, so
I'm
everyone's
always,
clipped in. Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So provided that you've clipped the right length, then you should to the boat to account for the action or the motion that you're doing or what
Yeah.
activity that you're doing, whatever you're doing. I should be okay because I don't want to slip and fall off the boat if I'm on either side of the boat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm listening to you and I'm trying to visualize this and it's actually quite frightening. But good on you. And you're
Oh
so
no,
brave. You're
I
very
really
brave.
just want to. tell everyone not to be scared when you hear, ocean racing. It's actually very exciting.
Oh, I bet it
You
is. The
it really
adrenaline
is,
rush.
and the more you get into it and the more you practice, actually, and the more that you understand what's happening, there's actually nothing to be scared of. It's more just, like I said, just understanding what needs to be done, doing it safely,
Doing it safely.
and everything's everything will
Falls
be
into
fine.
place.
Yeah.
Melissa, everyone on the live chat is very much in awe of what you're doing and congratulating you. How does it feel to be breaking that barrier, especially for female sailors, let alone women of color?
Yeah, look, in Victoria, we're doing a really good job at promoting
Diversity.
women, yeah,
Yeah.
diversity and women in sailing. And obviously, having myself in the scene, I really do hope to encourage other women of color to try sailing, because a lot of my friends don't actually want to try, because like you say, they think that is scary, but I try to convince them that it's not. Um,
Wow.
but it does feel good. It feels good from a personal point of view that I'm doing something that I love, that I can share with others, that people can ask me, how is it? And they think, oh, wow, maybe I can do it too. So I do have a couple of friends that, one or two friends here and there, that have said, okay, I'm going to actually just go out on the boat. And it wasn't something that they had previously thought of, even back
Yeah.
home or in the US as well. So, it feels good to be amongst like-minded people, and there's, especially in America, where um, diversity, well, cultural diversity is maybe a bit of a hotter topic than it is
Topic.
here
Yes.
in different ways. They're really working hard to get more Black females into sailing. And I have a friend who's called Marie Rogers. She was the first Black female Commodore of the
Wow.
LA Yacht Club in over 100
Wow.
years. And so I
Wow.
talk to her regularly, and her mission is just to get more Black people out on the water, and not just motor sailing, but also uh, sailing yachts,
Yes.
like sailboats.
I'm listening to you speak and how you refer to yourself as, a black woman, black women, and things have changed here, particularly in Australia, where we've got to be very mindful, very respectful. And I'm trying to use a terminology of a woman of color, but you're actually
Mm,
saying as a black woman, what is an appropriate thing? Because
yeah.
it can get it can get a bit confusing, and at the end of the day, it has to be very respectful.
Mm.
So, you know, yes, I'm a white woman or I'm a Greek woman. I don't know. What is the correct and the most respectful way to announce someone?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, I come from, my heritage is Jamaican, right?
Jamaican, that's right.
Yeah. So my heritage is Jamaican. I was born in London, and we refer to ourselves as Black. So I understand that here there's different spellings, so BLAK, and obviously when I refer to myself as Black, I mean BLACK.
Yeah.
And I find that respectful, because
Okay.
that's what I am. I understand that people use the term woman of color as, I suppose, uh,
We're
to group
trying to be
everyone in.
educated to be more respectful, but you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know how someone can interpret it.
yeah. But also to group everyone in, because I understand that there's, I've got Indian friends who refer to themselves as brown, who would
Okay.
call themselves a woman of color, for example.
Okay.
So to me, that's more of a full grouping versus, well, Melissa, yes, you are a woman of color, but you are specifically a Black woman.
Well, thank you so much for that insight. It is
It's
a
just
touchy
one thing.
subject, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Melissa. What message do you hope your journey sends to young women and people of colour who might feel sailing isn't for them?
Oh, just do it, because you're already placing restrictions on yourself, right? Like, no one said that you couldn't be there. I think about this all the time. Like, I'm sure there would have been a discussion somewhere, but no one stopped Elon Musk from going into space, right? Like, one day
That's
he
right.
woke up and was like, I'm just going to go into space. I never thought, I never woke up and thought, oh, I'm just going to do that. But he did.
He
And
did.
if you want to go sailing, if you want to play golf, if you want to play tennis, if you want to go swimming, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter what it is. Just do it, because
Just do it. Yeah.
you only have one life and you should just live it. So, as I was saying, down in Victoria, which is where we are, we're working really hard to promote diversity, get more women into sailing.
Yes.
So, I'm the sailing manager down at Mornington Yacht Club,
That's
and we
right.
have a
You are.
wide
Yes.
range of courses specifically focused on women. And I really want to make it clear that sailing is open to every age group.
Everybody. Okay. And every
I
age.
sail, yeah, I sail with people that are aged in their 80s, in their 90s. Like, sailing actually keeps you young because you've got a wide range of things that you have to think about. So you're thinking about the wind, you're thinking about tides, you're thinking about helming, which is uh, 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 using the wheel or the tiller of the boat, right? So in layman's terms, driving the boat.
From the boat. Yeah.
You're making sure that your crew is safe as well. And there's all these things, then you've got to make sure that you, again, being agile on boat. So fitness is extremely important. Um, you can start sailing. I know loads of people that have started sailing at the age of 3, 5 years old with their parents or family
Wow.
friends, and have continued until they're, you
Adults.
know, exactly. And there's different types of sailing. There's dinghy sailing, there's keelboat sailing that you can race like I do, or you can go cruising. There's just so many things. So you don't have to do the scary,
The
in
scary stuff.
inverted commas,
Okay.
ocean racing.
You mentioned being inclusive. So, how can sailing clubs and organisations make the sport more inclusive and welcoming to underrepresented groups?
Yeah, look, there's a wide range of things that yacht clubs are looking at, not just from a cultural perspective, but also from a physical perspective. So I'm wearing a Making Waves shirt, which is an organization that focuses on getting more people with disabilities out on the water
Oh, that
down at
is
Morning.
fantastic.
Oh,
That
it's
is
fantastic.
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, down at Mornington, we have a similar group called the Sailability Group. So again, we've got boats that have been modified to allow for people
People with
with,
disabilities to sail.
yeah,
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a definite thing that I'm going to be in touch with you to definitely go down there and check it out and do some interviews, because I love promoting that. I love what Australia stands for, and I love the way we've progressed in helping people with any type of disability achieve what they want to achieve. I think we should be leaders in the world in doing that. And obviously, Mornington, the Sail Club there, they've got you as the manager. That's just amazing. I'm really in awe of all that. Um, Seeing someone like yourself can truly change perceptions in traditionally exclusive sports. Do you think we're getting better at it?
yeah, I think, every day we're getting better, right? Like, you're always a little bit better than you were yesterday, I think,
Yeah,
or we should be.
we should.
Certainly in my time, which hasn't been that long, 8 years, I've definitely seen a visible change in, or an increase in, the amount of women in the sport. Again, a few ladies of color as well that are sailing around the bay. More people that message me as well, that are people of color, saying, oh, well done, we've been watching you,
Yeah,
stay safe. And so we're seeing, and even in the UK, there's a couple of uh younger younger men that are sailing with Sail GP. And I'm just like, this is amazing.
that is
So I'm
amazing.
seeing these people pop up, um, you know, all over the globe now. And I think that as we see that, the younger generations will say, oh, okay, this is another sport that I can try out. I don't just have to do football. There's nothing wrong with football, but you know I
Yes.
don't just have to play netball. Again, there's
Yes.
nothing wrong with netball. I can try sailing.
Well done. Now, Michelle is saying go and win gold medal for the Olympics. Alex, who I know has got a disability, says he knows the Sailability group. Get involved,
Mm.
Alex. Alex also, you go, girl. I can tell that you have the passion and the love to be in a boat race. Good on you from Michelle, and thank you for answering their questions. And I'm very mindful of time because we've started 45 minutes late. and I've got another 2 interview people because we had technical issues here.
That's
But
okay.
there's so much information I want to get from out of you, and we are going to catch up live, and I am going to record more things from you and share it on across the platforms. What has sailing taught you about yourself mentally, emotionally, or spiritually?
Taught me patience, and it's taught me to take people as they are, right? Like you're in a crew full of people with different capabilities, and you take them and you accept them for whatever capability they have, and you work with it.
Wow.
And it's important to not, chastise someone for not being able to do something, because everyone's just doing their best. And so patience is what it's taught me a lot.
When you cross that line, and for the 2025, how are you going to feel? And what's next from there?
Well, there's 2 things that I really want to do. Well, when I cross the line, I'm going to feel elated. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I've done it again. This is amazing. But the next path for me is to sail double-handed. So that's just myself and one other person on the boat. And then pipeline dream, I would love, love, love to circumnavigate Africa. Like I said,
Fantastic.
I'm from Jamaica, which is the Caribbean, but my roots are in
I'm from
Africa.
South Africa, yes.
Yeah, and I would just love to highlight the region, and I think I can do that through sailing, but that's going to take a long time to do and prepare. But I'm just putting it out there because you just got to manifest and
That's it. That's
and work
it.
towards it.
Oh, Melissa, thank you so, so much. We've had an incredible conversation with you. A woman truly breaking barriers and making waves literally and figuratively. Michelle can't wait till I catch up with you and listen to more information from you. So, this is to the audience as she gets ready to take on legendary City to Hobart Yacht Race this Boxing Day aboard Dark and Stormy. She's not just competing, she is rewriting what inclusions and representations look like in the Australian sailing. Listener, you're courageous. Your determination and passion for showing that the ocean is for everyone is beyond inspiring. We'll all be cheering on you from the shore and from the TV, and can't wait to celebrate with your journey when you cross that finishing line. So, if anyone wants to follow Melissa's story and support her incredible team, check out Dark and Stormy's progress online. Spread the word because visibility matters. Role models like you, Melissa, are exactly what our next generation wants to see. Where else can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram on found down under X. I would like to just make one correction. So I
Yes,
did
please, please,
sail
please.
with Dark and Stormy last year,
What are you
but
sailing with
actually
this year?
JAFFA. So it's a boat called JAFFA, JAFFA.
JAFFA.
JAFFA. But of course, do follow Dark and Stormy because they're a brilliant crew too.
No,
I'm
but
just
we
not
want to
sailing
follow
with
you,
them this year.
Melissa. So it's JAFFA. Thank you for correcting me.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience before you go?
Oh, look, if anyone out there wants to, is considering sailing, please do come to Mornington Yacht Club. We'll welcome you with open arms. And again, if you're not
Amazing.
thinking about sailing, then please do think about sailing because it's an amazing sport.
Melissa, thank you so much. And once again, thank you for coming on RPP FM, the KK Factor, the Greek Eurobeach show, which tonight didn't quite go to plan, but at least we got you on live. Melissa, thank you. And
Thank
I will
you.
see you in a few days.
Yes, thank you so much. See you, Roula.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.